Hi, so my section 3 book is Beezus and Ramona. The author is Beverly Cleary. So there's 6 chapters in this book. It's the first book of the series. These are all the other books. So this book is about the relationship between two sisters, Beezus and her younger imaginative sister Ramona. Each chapter tells a different story about Ramona and her outlandish, crazy behavior that tends to annoy and frustrate Beezus. So I'm going to give a quick summary of each chapter. In chapter 1, Beezus takes Ramona to the library to find a new book after her family is quite annoyed of her book. It's about a steam shovel. And then Ramona ends up picking another book about a steam shovel and refuses to return it. She doesn't really understand the concept of a library. So what she does is she scribbles her name on every page of the book. And then Beezus ends up having to pay for the book. Since she pays for it, it becomes hers, and then Ramona's upset about that. In chapter 2, Beezus and Ramona go to a park. Beezus is attending an art class, and Ramona's supposed to play in the sandbox, but she ends up barging in, and the art teacher lets her paint. And they're supposed to paint something, an animal, using their imagination, so not a real animal. And then she thought Ramona was going to be really good at it, but she ended up not being. She only painted a sky. And then Beezus was struggling, and while they're focusing on painting, Ramona steals a lollipop from the boy next to her, and she ends up eating it, and then she also spills paint everywhere. Beezus gets mad at her, and then she tells her to go play in the sandbox. But then Beezus, she ends up painting a candy dragon, which the art teacher ends up loving, and she feels very proud of herself. So yeah, in chapter 3, Beezus' friend Henry visits at their house, and they're playing chess, and then Ramona keeps on bothering them, and then she ends up putting Henry's dog in the bathroom, and the dog ends up locking himself in there. Eventually they get the door unlocked, but Beezus is very mad because her afternoon looks ruined. And yeah, chapter 4, Beezus is babysitting Ramona. She ends up not being able to find her, and she kind of gets worried. But then she hears a noise in the basement. She goes down there, and she sees that Ramona is hiding and eating. She took a bite out of every single apple. Their mother and Beezus end up turning it into applesauce, and they decide not to confront Ramona. And this confuses Ramona and ends up making her behave. In chapter 5, Ramona throws an unplanned party. She invites all her classmates to their house, and Beezus and their mom did not know about it, so they're kind of they're scrambling to entertain kids, and they end up doing a parade and then using that applesauce to serve them as a snack. And then on chapter 6, it's Beezus' birthday, and Ramona ruins 2 cakes while playing Hansel and Gretel. Beezus confesses her frustration, but feels relieved after hearing stories about her mom and Aunt Beatrice's, childhood squabbles and conflicts that they had. And then she ends up gaining a new appreciation for Ramona. So that's a little bit about the book. For the genre of the book, I would say it's a realistic fiction. The book focuses on everyday situations and sibling dynamics that many children can relate to and connect with. But the characters are not real people, they're just characters in a book. For the visuals of the book, the visuals in the book are black and white sketches of different situations in the story, and they're key events that take place. So I'll give an example. So on this page, it's where Ramona scribbles on the book, and then on this page, they're fighting over the lollipop, and you can see that the paint is spilling everywhere. And then I feel the visuals enhance the humor of the story on some of the silly parts, because Ramona is very silly, and you can see that in some of the pictures. And then it also gives readers a visual glimpse into the sisters' dynamic and relationship. They're always fighting and arguing, and you can see in their emotions. Yeah, it's really easy to visualize the emotions that they're feeling in the book. So like here you can see Ramona's mad while she locks the dog into the bathroom. But yeah, I think and then she's eating an apple as well. I really like that there's visuals in this book. I feel like it's perfect for like this age group, for children who are reading this story. But yeah, so for a direct quote, it's on one of the last pages. So it goes, "Happy birthday." This is Ramona, by the way. "Happy birthday, dear Beezus. Happy birthday to you," sang Ramona at the top of her voice. "All right, Ramona," said Mother with a touch of exasperation in her voice. "Once is enough." But at that moment, Beezus did not think her little sister was exasperating at all. So, so it's a good indicator of like the theme of the book, which is like sibling relationships, and it shows how siblings can grow to understand and appreciate and love each other, even through difficult times. We all get upset and angry at our siblings sometimes, but in the end, we still love them and we cherish them and we appreciate them. So for the strengths, I feel like there are a lot of strengths in this book. It's relatable. It's a good portrayal of like sibling dynamics. It's fun, humorous, charming, and like everyday relatable situations. It's entertaining and valuable in teaching about family life. It emphasizes the importance of family and the value of getting along with siblings even when it's challenging. Beezus learns to appreciate Ramona's unique personality, which helps teach kids the value of patience and empathy in family relationships. And I just feel like it's a good book for an older sibling to read. Any older sibling, I think, will enjoy this book. And I also like it because it's a series. So if they end up really liking this book, they can read the other series, which can start them on their reading journey. But yeah. So how this book can be used in the classroom settings, I thought of a few ideas. So one is making a Venn diagram to compare and contrast Beezus and Ramona's personalities. So I would probably have the class discuss first in small groups together, and then have them share their ideas together as a class. And I'd write their answers on a big poster, and then we can hang it up in the classroom. And then another writing activity I can do with like writing journals. With each chapter, I can help students write what the conflict was in each chapter to help teach them about conflict. And then something else I thought of was, I think it would just be fun to watch the movie. Just so they can see like Beezus and Ramona and see how they are. I know it's like really different than this book, but I think it'll just be fun to watch the movie. But yeah, that's my section 3 book.